In this video tutorial, let us take a closer look at the state and the set state method. Before we proceed to start with some concepts of state and set state method, I would like to draw your attention to the installation of an extension that is known as ES7 extensions for snippets. I have installed these simple extensions that is called ES7 React Snippets because after installing it will save us some time. So without wasting much time, let us take a closer look at the state and set state method. So in this video tutorial we are going to create a counter value and initialize it to 0, and we will be making use of a button, and on clicking that button the counter value should increment. So within the components folder I am going to create a file counter.js. And now in counter.js we will be making use of the snippets for which we have installed the extensions earlier. So this counter component is going to be a class component because we are going to take a closer look at this state and set state method. So we are going to make use of classes. So I will type the snippet RCE and tab out. It will create a component class, rather a class component for us. Only modification I have to do in this counter.js file that we are going to use only the export default. That's why I will remove here the named export, and in this div tag we are going to display the text count, and now I am including this counter component in the app component. So using import counter from components folder and then counter. Also I would like to import in the app component. So now I am going to include in the app component using the tag custom tag counter and using self closing tag. Save this file and save also the counter.js file. You should see the text count in the browser. So you are able to see the text count in the browser. Now what we are going to do is you have to make use of this dot state to initialize the state and assign a value 0 to count, and then afterwards we'll be creating a button called increment, and on clicking that button the counter value should increment. So let us go back to the counter component, and here we have to initialize the state. That's why we have to create a constructor before the render method, and using the snippet or const tab out this, it will create a constructor for us. A call to the base class constructor is made using super, and this dot state is nothing but an object, and we will be initializing a value 0 to count variable. So now we have to write here count, and you making use of state here. So this dot state dot count. Furthermore, now we have to create a button. So now we have to split here the file div tag. We should have a div tag here, and include all this content in this div tag, because React wants only one HTML tag to be returned. So include all this into this, and then we will be having now we would like to add a button now underneath it. So button, and the text should be increment. Save this file, and now just a minute. Save this file. Now initially the value of count is 0. Let us go to the browser and see. Here the value of count is initially 0, and a button named increment has been placed right below this text count. Now we have to listen to this increment button, listen to the click event of this button. So using the attribute onClick, and this will be equal to again now we'll be making use of arrow function syntax, and we have to call the increment method. As usual, we have to define this increment method before render but after constructor. So increment, and we'll be having this. Now you might be curious that why we need to make use of set state method when we can change the state directly. So now we'll be changing the state here directly. This dot state dot count equal to this dot state dot count plus 1. So as we save this file, and we should also have a console statement here, console.log. ELG tag out console.log. In console.log we are going to print this dot state dot count. So save this file, and now save also all the files, and take a look at the browser. And now I would like to inspect the console. And as soon as the console screen appears, you can see here now as soon as I am clicking on the button increment, what happens, the value of count is not being incremented by 1, but when we look at the console, the value 1 is being displayed here. So Again, if I'm going to click on the increment button, again in the UI the value of count is not being incremented by 1, rather in the console we are seeing the value incremented by 1, that is 2 is after 1 2 is being displayed here. So that's why reason behind this is that here we are trying to modify our state directly. So this will not work if you are going to modify your state directly. So that's why we need to make a call to the set state method. So that's why now this dot set state, and obviously set state method accepts an object. So here the value of count will be this dot state dot count plus 1. Now save this file, and now when you are clicking on the increment button, now you can see that the value of count has now been incremented by 1. But if we look at the console, the value 0 is being displayed, because the reason behind this is that because all the calls to the set state method are asynchronous. So that's why in some cases if you want to execute some code, actually this console.log statement is being executed, although it has been written after this set state method, but because the calls to set state method are asynchronous, this calls to this console.log statement is being executed before the state has been set or updated. So if you want to execute some code after the state has been updated, you have to make use of the callback function, which is passed as a second argument to the set state method. So here you will be making use of set state method here after the object. So making use of, so we have to make use of a callback function using again arrow function syntax, and here we'll be writing console dot log, and here we'll be making use of callback function. So this is a callback function, so here we are writing callback value then comma this dot state dot count. So this is the in order to understand the do's and don't with state and set state method, the first do's and don'ts was that you have never to modify your state directly. Instead, you have to make use of set state method. Second do's and don'ts, we have learned that if you want to execute some code after the state has been updated, you have to make use of callback function like I have done here. So this is the second do's and don'ts when you are making use of state and set state method. Clear? Now if you save this file and take a look at the browser, when I am going to clicking on the button increment, the value has been updated, the value of count has been incremented by 1, but here the callback value 1 is being displayed here. So that's why this is the second do's and don'ts with the state and set state method. That is, if you want to execute some code after the state has been updated, you have to make use of callback function, which is passed as a second argument to the set state method. And finally, the third do's and don'ts with state and set state method is that that is the last do's and don'ts. If you want to, suppose in this increment method, suppose we are we are creating another function increment 5, and suppose in this case you are going to call increment function 5 times. So here we are incrementing, you are calling the increment function 5 times, and if you call here the function increment 5 here, now we should expect in the browser that the value of count should be incremented by 5 because we have called the increment method 5 times. So save this file, and if you press the increment button now, you can see here the value of count is not incremented by 5 here, only incremented by 1, and you can see here the value of 0. If you look at the console, the value 0 is being logged 5 times, as well as callback value 1 is also being logged 5 number of times. So if you want to increment the value of count by 5, what we have to do, the reason why the value of increment is not being incremented by 5 here, because all the calls to the set state method, that is the 5 calls, are grouped into a single update or single go. So now if you want to increment the value of count by 5, we have to make use of instead of passing the object to the set state method, we have to pass instead of regular object we have to pass a function. So here we are going to disable the code here, that is a set state method. So now we have to the set state method we have to pass the regular function, we have to pass a function instead of a regular object. So this, and we instead of passing the regular object, we here need to pass the function. So we have to make use of function, arrow function syntax again here, and like this, and to this arrow function we need to pass a parameter. In this case the parameter will be the previous state, and here we are going to increment the value of count by making use of this previous state dot count plus 1. So here save this file, because in the above code you are when you call the set state method and you have passed the regular object to the set state method, you are updating the current state of count variable. But here if you want to update the value of the count variable in the previous state, then you have to pass the function as a parameter to the set state method instead of the regular object. So if you save all these files and take a look at the browser, and now we are going to click on the increment button. Now we can see that the value of count has been incremented by 5. Again, I am going to click on the increment button. The value of count has again been incremented by 5. That is, the value becomes 10 now. And if we look at the console, this is only the displaying the value. This is only the calls to this synchronous console.log statement. So this is all about state and set state method. We have taken a closer look at state and set state method. If you want to also make use of props while updating the state, you can pass this as a parameter here. For example, you can, instead of 1, you can also have if you changing the state using the props, then you have to make use of props, add something like this, add value. So this is all about now let us take a summary of about the state and the set state method. So these are three do's and don'ts which we have learned programmatically in Visual Studio Code Editor. First do's and don't is that never try to modify or change the state directly. Always you have to make use of set state method. Second is, if you want to execute some code after the state has been updated or set, you need to pass the callback function as a second argument to the set state method. Third is, if you want to make some update based on the previous state value, you have to pass in a function as a parameter to the set state method instead of the regular object. So this is all about state and set state method. We have taken a closer look at the set state and set state method. If you have not subscribed my channel, please don't forget to subscribe it and enable notification. I will see you in the next one.